The first car on this list is the Audi R8. They come in two versions, the V8 and the V10. The 4.2-litre V8 TFSI engine comes equipped with 414 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. The cheapest ones can be had for under £30,000, which is a bargain in my opinion. But for a low mileage example, you would be looking to pay £35,000, which isn't too much extra. It's not a very light supercar, a weight of around 1700 kilos, yet the timeless design makes the Audi R8 one of the most loved supercars ever to exist. Because of the 4.2-litre engine that comes off the B7 RS4, some people question whether this is really actually a supercar, as it does 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds, quite a slow time for a supercar. Now we'll move on to the V10 version. Despite sliding just over the £40,000 mark, the R8 V10 is definitely worth a spot on this list, as no one can question whether this beast is a supercar or not. You can expect to pay between £45,000 and £55,000 for one, depending on spec and mileage. The 5.2-litre V10 TFSI engine puts out 518 brake horsepower and 390 pound-feet of torque, quite a bit more than its V8 counterpart. That takes this thing to 60 in under 3.9 seconds. Second on this list is the Jaguar XKR. It's the cheapest car on this list and the only supercharged one too, and it's my favourite car of the rest on this list. Its 5-litre V8 supercharged engine puts out 510 brake horsepower and almost 500 pound-feet of torque, which is a hell of a lot of torque, taking it to from 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds claimed, but it'll probably do a lot faster than that, probably in the high threes. It's probably the best looking car on this list in my opinion, and can be had for about £20,000 for a decent one. That's a lot of car for the money. There aren't many faults with this car, a few AC issues and drain pipe issues and that's all. The third car on this list is the Mercedes SL63 5.5-litre V8 bi-turbo. A very fast car, probably the best looking Mercedes around. Its engine puts out 530 brake horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque, taking it to 60 in 4.2 seconds. Well, in my opinion, it'll definitely do a lot faster than 4.2 seconds, probably 3.5 seconds, because the E63 does 3.7 seconds. So the top speed of this car is a restricted 155 miles per hour, but be sure if it's unrestricted, you'll see almost 200 miles an hour in this thing. You can find one for around £24,000, which is a bargain in my opinion as well. The even rarer counterpart is the SL65, which boasts a 6-litre V8 engine, a V12 engine, putting out 612 brake horsepower, taking it to 60 in 4 seconds, but probably a lot quicker than that because 4 seconds is claimed. That V12 engine sound definitely can't be beaten. It's very rare, and that's why it costs a lot more than the rest. It's £34,000 for one, but you can't find many around, so you might be looking to pay around £50,000 if you can find one. Fourth car on this list is the Maserati Gran Turismo. It's definitely a gentleman's car. It boasts a 4.2-litre V8 Ferrari engine which puts out 400 brake horsepower and 333 pound-feet of torque. It's not that much power, but you don't see many around, and the shape has barely changed from 2007 to 2020, making it still a very modern car and a very cheap supercar too. You can find a low mileage one for around 25,000 or a high mileage example for £20,000. But as this car has quite a lot of problems, and sorting these problems out are very expensive because it's a Maserati. It has engine issues, clutch issues, suspension issues. Being a Maserati, it will cost an arm and a leg to repair. The last car on this list, but definitely not the least, is the Nissan GTR, the legendary Nissan GTR. It started off from the R32 Skyline, the R33. All generational GTRs are the best, but the R35 does 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds, which is legendary speed. Most GTRs will surpass this 3.5 second speed as well. It'll probably do under 3 seconds in my opinion, due to the legendary 4-wheel drive system. And many you'll find these days it's hard to find one that doesn't have a Litchfield Stage 2 4.25 tune on it. This tune takes it to 680 brake horsepower, which will obviously quicken the 0 to 60 speed. Stock, it has 478 bhp and 433 pound-feet of torque for the early 2009 models. Later models have slightly more horsepower, but many owners will recommend going for the earlier models and tuning it because this 3.6 litre V6 engine is legendary, which is why it's got a nickname Godzilla. Overall, the best car on this list for me is the Jaguar XKR, which is crazy supercharged engine, and the supercharged whine is crazy, and that's why it pulls like a freight train. It's also dead cheap for a supercar of that caliber. And once again, thanks for watching, you guys. Bye. Peace out.